Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time since I posted, but I was kind of like in the zone with school. It's the end of my senior year, so I was just kind of trying to focus, get everything done by the deadlines, all that stuff, But it is officially summer vacation, so hopefully I will have the chance to make more videos and maybe do a couple of like short series or something like that. But today I wanted to do a ranking of all the movies that we watched in my film lit class this semester. So I got really into tier lists in like the last week of school because in my sign language class we discovered there's like tier list makers just on the internet, and we decided we wanted to play with those. And so I thought that it would be fun and a little bit of a tribute to my film lit teacher to have this be like the last thing I do for the class, even though I did the final or whatever. I do want to do a ranking and like have a permanent memory of the class somewhere in the world, because they're going to delete my school account soon. I don't remember when I posted my last video. I think maybe in January. It was the Fablemans one, I believe. So if any of you guys like want a life update, but most of you have seen me since then, so if you want one, let me know, but if you don't think you need one, then that's totally fine. It would be short anyway, because not much has changed. But I did decide where I'm going to college. I'm going to IU, Media School Direct Admit, for cinematic arts. So yeah, that's part of what happened since you last saw me in a video. But aside from that, not a ton has changed. I'm just excited that it's summer and that I have more free time and time to watch more movies. I already have watched a couple since summer started on Saturday, so. But enough about that. Let's get into the tier list. So the movies we watched in Film Lit in the order of when we watched them, I have them written down on my computer over here. So we started this semester with Do the Right Thing, then we watched Run Lola Run, then The Kid by Charlie Chaplin, Citizen Kane, Double Indemnity, Kiss Me Deadly, Blade Runner, North by Northwest, Psycho, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and The Fantastic Mr. Fox. So those are all the movies that are going to be included on the tier list. I'm not going to include any of the short films because partially I forgot some of them that we watched, and these are like the real like feature-length films that we watched. So that'll be what's on the list. Alright, so here is what the tier list template looks like. And I'm just gonna go in the order I listed them before of when we watched the movies, like in chronological order. So first, I'm gonna go with Do the Right Thing, and that is just an immediate S tier. I absolutely adored this movie. I loved the bright colors, I loved the shot composition, and I loved how prescient the story is. Like, you could make this movie today and it would be just as important as it was in, I think it was 1989 when this was made. So yeah, I just, immediate S tier. This movie is absolutely fantastic. Next up we have Run Lola Run, which I'm going to put in A tier. And I did really enjoy this movie. I just don't think it's as culturally significant as Do the Right Thing. I know it was a big cult classic when it came out, and I understand where people are coming from. It's a really well-made movie. I just didn't resonate with it quite as much as I did Do the Right Thing. But I liked all the aspects of it. I liked the colors. I liked the going back in time aspect and changing your decisions. I just watched Black Mirror Bandersnatch Choose Your Own Adventure episode, and it reminded me of this a lot. Next up we have The Kid, which I'm also going to put in A tier just because it was so good. The kid who played the adopted child, I think his name is Jackie something, I can't remember what his last name is, was just so fantastic, so emotional, and I'd never seen a feature-length Charlie Chaplin movie before, and I just found it really entertaining, and the score was also fantastic. It was just a really sweet story, so I'm also going to put that in the A tier. We watched this for our intro to film unit. Next thing we watched was Citizen Kane, which I'm going to put in C tier, and I'm not going to put anything in D tier because I don't think any of these films deserve it. Citizen Kane is just so male-targeted, and there's really no one I could relate to in it. I think the story is very good, and I think the direction is really good, and I know it was like revolutionary for its time. It's just not my favorite movie that I've ever watched. I'm glad I watched it, but it's not on the same level as some of the other movies. Next, we move on to our noir unit, which I did enjoy. It's just not my favorite genre. So for that, first we watched Double Indemnity, and I'm also going to put that in C tier, just because, again, it's not my favorite movie I've ever seen. It's good, but once again, it is so male, and I don't relate to anyone in it, and I like relating to the people in the movies I'm watching, or having someone to cheer for, and I did not feel like cheering for anyone in that movie. I did like the woman quite a bit, but still it didn't resonate with me, you know. Next in the noir unit, we watched Kiss Me Deadly, which I'm going to put up in B tier because it's just weird. Like, my teacher would always say, like, this movie is weird, it's different. And it is that, but I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I love the mystery aspect. I love how bumbling the detective is. Like, he is not very bright. And the women are always like, oh my God, get your act together. But I did like it. I liked the mystery of what's in the box. It reminded me of the movie Seven, which I haven't seen, but I know there's a box in it. And I know what's in the box. I did get spoiled, but I won't spoil any of you. I'm sure many of you have already seen it anyway. And then to close out the noir unit, we watched a neo-noir, which is Blade Runner. And I'm also going to put that in B tier because it's really well made. Just once again, so very male. What I did really enjoy about it, and I wrote about this in the essay that we had to write as an assignment, was how motivated the replicants are to live a life and how unmotivated the humans are to live a life. Because everyone seems to be really depressed, all the humans, but the replicants, all they want is to live for longer than, 4 years? I liked how motivated they were compared to, like, the bumbling, alcoholic Harrison Ford character who just seemed so done with everything. That's one of the contrasts I wrote about. After we did the noir unit, we moved on to directors as auteurs as a unit. So we watched some Hitchcock and we watched some Wes Anderson. And so the first Hitchcock we watched was North by Northwest, which I'm going to go and put in B tier, just because I think it's a little bit too long, and it doesn't really follow the 3-act structure. It follows it very, very slowly. The beginning is all exposition, and I don't love that. I have seen this movie before, and I forgot almost all of it except the train scene and the plane scene. I do like some of the shot compositions. I really like the overhead shot of him leaving the building and going to the parking lot. I think that was probably my favorite shot in it. But this one just didn't really call my name. Again, very male-focused, and I don't love the stereotype of the Hitchcock blonde, but, that's just me. Yeah, it's just not my favorite Hitchcock movie. My favorite Hitchcock movie is Psycho, which I'm putting straight up in S tier because it's so different from his other movies. And, critics have always said it pushed the boundary, and that's so true. I absolutely loved this movie. I loved the fake out of Janet Leigh's character's death. I thought that happened at the end of the movie because somehow I had never gotten spoiled on it. But, spoiler alert, I'm very proud of myself. I did guess that Norman was pretending to be his mother, from the get-go. I was very proud of myself for guessing that. I love a good psychological horror. My favorite movie of all time is Silence of the Lambs. And if you guys want me to make a review of that, please let me know in the comments because I would love to. But yeah, I just loved Psycho. It was definitely one of my favorites that we watched this year. And then we move on to Wes Anderson, which I learned the word auteur because of him. My mom taught me that word because she was talking about him. I've seen several of his movies, and I've seen the 2 we watched in class 3 times now, and it doesn't make them any less good. I like them both quite a bit. So the first Wes Anderson movie we watched was Grand Budapest Hotel. And I'm going to put that in S tier. And if you asked me like a month ago, I would not have put it in S tier. I would have probably put it in A tier. But after learning more about film and how shot composition works and details and shots and cinematography, I just came to appreciate this movie so much more. The script is so tight, like everything is happening like boom, boom, boom. And I love it. I love Ralph Fiennes as well. I just watched The Menu and he is absolutely stellar in it. If you want me to do a review of that, I probably will, but let me know in the comments if you want that. But yeah, I'm putting that straight up in S tier because it's just fantastic from beginning to end. It's meticulous, but in a really good way. And then we have Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm putting that in A tier because while it is really good and I love the colors and I love the story, it's just not at the same level as the other S tier movies. And I don't know if that's because it's a kid-oriented movie. I just don't love it quite as much as I love the others. So that's my completed tier list. I think I can make it so that everyone can do it, and I'll link that in the description if that is possible. But yeah, that's the finished thing. So those are my rankings. Feel free to argue with me in the comments. It is just my opinion. And if you have any more movies that you think I should watch as an incoming film student, please feel free to let me know. I always want to expand my knowledge about film and about what I'm watching, so that would be really kind of you if you did. I hope to have a lot more videos to come this summer. My goal is at least 3, but I think I can do more than that. I also want to start doing music reviews since this channel is called Delia Does Reviews. It's not just film reviews. So I could do like book reviews, tier list of all the books we read in my English class, which I think would be really fun. Music album reviews, things like that. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around even though I was inactive for like 4 or 5 months. Hopefully, now that I have more time and I'll have more time in college, hopefully, I can post more than 1 video a month and I'll be watching a lot more films in school. So yeah, hopefully I can get a lot more content out there to you because I do really enjoy doing this. I just have been really busy. So thank you all so much and I'll see you next time.